I'm gonna do a quick book review on this book. Bullfinch's Mythology by Thomas Bullfinch. There's a lot of interesting things within this book, and I am fin to point out a lot of stuff in this book that catches my attention. I think you should get the book. It's something very interesting, if you ask me. I'm gonna go page by page, and I'm gonna go through the contents. I'm gonna let you see the contents. That is the first page of contents. Let's go to the second one. You go to the other one. There's a lot of stuff in him that caught my attention. A lot of legends and things like this I never heard of. But a lot of this stuff relates back to history. Oh, okay. Now, I'm finna go to page. Um, 480. I'm finna go to page 480. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've been doing a lot of looking into different, I see a lot of different animations and cartoons and stuff that talk about a lot of things that this book covers, a lot of history about things that where it might be history, I don't know, but I never hear about these people. Let's go right here. Uh, okay, right here. He said there is, however, a pretended history which for a long time was admitted as authentic and attributed to Turpin, Archbishop of Reims, a real personage of the time of Charlemagne. Its title is History of Charles the Great and Orlando. It is now unhesitatingly considered as a collection of popular traditions produced by some credulous and unscrupulous monk who thought to give dignity to his romance by ascribing its authorship to a well known and eminent individual. It introduces its pretend author, Bishop Turpin. So they're saying that someone attached some type of fake history to a real history, right? Now I don't know how true that is because I don't. Just because he said, I don't know if that's true or not. But a lot of interesting stuff in here, man. It says the title of some of Archbishop Turpin's chapters, which show the nature of history, they are these: of the walls of Pamplona that fell of themselves, of the war of the holy Falklanders, where the spears grew. Certain of the Christians fixed their spears in the evening, erect in the ground before the castle, and found them in the morning covered with bark and branches. how the sun stood still for 3 days after the slaughter of the 4,000 Saracens. This book, you got a bunch of stuff dealing with war in it, of different, the Saracens and the pagans by the Christians and stuff like this. Let's look into, I'm gonna go down and look at page 510. Um, the word right there. Um, Christians knight so eager for a contest preferred himself to supply the place of his late antagonist. Ronaldo saw a glance that the Moorish prince was a champion worthy of his arm, and gladly accepted his defiance. So it talk about Moorish stuff in here. You know, and I had been doing some research into the Moorish thing, and I've been hearing a lot of, particularly black YouTubers talking about Moorish history. So that's very interesting that that's in this book. Um, let's see, chapter one. I go to oh yeah, chapter four. Chapter four talks about um, Al Bakr by King of Tartary. You see it right there? King of Tartary. I heard a lot of people on YouTube talking about the Tartarians or whatever. I guess that's where they come from. Let's go to chapter one. Where's chapter? Let's see. Chapter one talks about. Hold on. Chapter one talks about y'all give me 1 second. Oh boy. It's about which one I'm looking for, the Legends of Charlemagne, I think. Let me see. One second. 477. Let's try that. That's it. The Legends of Charlemagne. Let's see here, right there. From Spain, the way was open for the Saracens, followers of Muhammad, were called into France. The conquest of which is achieved would have been followed very probably by that of all the rest of Europe, would have resulted in the banishment of Christianity from the earth, for Christianity was not at that day universally professed, even though the nations which were not regarded as foremost in civilization Great part of Germany, Britain, Denmark, and Russia were still pagan and barbarous. Um, Talk about Mohammedan governors. Charles Martel. In 732, the Saracen again invaded France under Abraham. So, yeah. Um. So this book has a lot of information in it. Uh, let's see. Uh, where is it? Chapter 7. Let's read this part right here, chapter 7. It says, uh, it said, Atlantes, the enchanter, who had brought up Rogero and cherished for him the warmest affection, let's skip a little bit. Thinking to thwart the will of heaven in this respect, he now put forth all his arts to entrap Rogero into his power. By the aid of his subservient demons, he reared a castle on an inaccessible height in the Pyrenean mountains, and to make it a pleasant abode for his pupil, contrived to entrap and convey thicker knights and damsels, may many a one whom chance had brought into the vicinity of his castle. What got me the part, he said he had a subservient demon. Whatever that means. That's the invasion of France. Let's look at let's look at 105. Midgear and Atlanta. That's where the Atlanta get its name from. This, whatever this story is, or some type of Greek god or whatever god this is. Let's look at something else. It said right here, like I said, Astolfo. What his name is? Astolfo. Astolfo in Abyssinia. Uh, the reason why I'm bringing a lot of this stuff up here because, like I said, let me shrink this down a little bit. A lot of this stuff is in this series I be watching called Fate, and all throughout this series it talks about these people from ancient times. That's what it talks about. Mainly it's medieval though. It's medieval times, European stuff from medieval times. But it got a lot of stuff that people regard as history and mixed in, Now, I just thought it was very interesting. The Knights of the Round Table and all this. Astolfo was who? What he was? It is a fictional character of the matter of France, where he is one of Charlemagne's paladins. Now let's go to what that is. One of Charlemagne's paladins. Right there. Peers or paladins. But they say this person is fictional. Wikipedia. Charlemagne paladins. Descendant of Charles Martel. Frankish statesman and military leader who, as Duke and Prince of the Franks and mayor of the palace, was a de facto of Francia, 718 to death. So I guess this is a real person. Supposed to have been a real person. But that character attached to him was fake. But got a lot of different types of characters, and a lot of it go back to ancient, or different mythologies from different cultures and stuff. Talk about the Danes in here. The war in Africa. This is a good book. Book got a whole lot of information in it. Very interesting.